We are now live streamed. You may begin. Thank you.
Thank you, Bree, and good morning, everybody. Welcome to the April 20th meeting of the Finance, Revenue, and Bonding Committee. I am Sean Scanlon, the House co-chair of that committee. Senator Fonfara, would you like to have any opening remarks this morning?
Just a good morning, everyone. Hope everyone has a good and shorter day. I'm sure for the House, especially. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Representative Cheeseman, Senator Martin, any opening remarks this morning?
None here. I'm good. Thank you.
No, thank you. Happy to get the show on the road.
All right. And we shall. So moving on to Roman numeral number 3, bills to review. Is there a motion for item number 1 on the agenda, SB number 4?
So move, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Motion by Senator Fonfara, second, I believe, by Senator Moore. Any discussion?
Excuse me, I'm sorry to butt in, Representative, Mr. Chair. Could you just clarify what the motion is, please, for the
The
record?
motion is to the floor, correct? Kumi?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Thank you.
The motion for SB number 4 to the floor. Representative Cheeseman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I understand from some discussions that this bill is still a work in progress, and I admit there are parts I like of it. I'm always in favor of directing funds for things like the Clean Air Act to the purpose for which they were designed. I like the idea of increasing vehicle registration fees on electric cars. They pay nothing toward the gas tax, yet typically are heavier and do more damage to the roads. But I love helping towns improve their traffic signals, but I'm concerned about removing some extraordinarily expensive pieces of equipment from municipal grand lists like electric school buses and charging stations. And because there really does not seem to be any final language here, I am going to oppose this today to flag it, but look forward to further progress on this. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Representative. Any further discussion? Senator Martin.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just very quickly, because I brought it up in caucus, was regarding the registration, the elimination of the registration discount for EVs. I think it's a good step forward, and having sat on the Transportation Committee since I've been here, the talk has always been, the concern for the STF, funding the STF, and then knowing that the EV community is starting to get some traction, and that would eventually mean that the revenues for our STF would be diminished. Are you aware of any conversation other than the registration that may be taken or not be taking place regarding how can the EV community, assist or be charged for the use of our roads?
Senator, as you know, this was a referral to us. I did not, work on this bill very closely, and I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know if Senator Fonfara does, but I see Representative Lamar is here. I'm sure he could answer the question for us.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Senator Martin. Yes, as you know, this bill is very bipartisan in many ways. There are components of it that were recommended from my good colleague, the House Ranking Member Representative Carney, with respect to the reallocation of the greenhouse gas fees and the clean air fees, something that you and I worked on a few years ago when you were ranking in transportation, and putting those dollars where they belong, which is in the transportation fund. And similarly, looking at that idea that you raised, I believe in 2019, about electric vehicles paying towards their registration, and we finally solved that with this bill as well. There are a few other states that look at things like vehicle miles traveled in a way to charge road users. We are prohibited from considering that. The DOT is, due to a bill that we passed in the legislature, which I voted against at the time. But we passed the bill in our legislature saying we are prohibited from even looking at vehicle miles traveled as a consideration for how to charge road users. So we're going to have to be more creative moving forward. And I look forward to your creativity on that, as well as our colleagues, to figure out the best way to make sure that all road users are paying an adequate amount towards the upkeep and development of our roadways. But thank you again, Senator Martin.
Thank you, Representative Lamar. Could you also answer just one additional question? Representative Cheeseman made reference to that this is still a bill in progress. Can you just clarify as to what still needs to be worked on before it eventually gets to the House or the Senate floor?
Yes, through you, Chairman Scanlon.
Through you. Yep.
Thank you. Yes, Senator Martin, we have a series of conversations that we've had over the last week, and a few more that we need to have in the next few days. We've been speaking with CCM and other representatives from towns who are concerned about the property tax implications of what we're trying to do. We've got some good ideas on this, though. We don't want to make the purchase of electrical school buses too prohibitive. And so some of the ways that we can do that is to bring down the overall operating costs and maybe attach a valuation of the EVs more similar to a conventional school bus, so that we're not taxing them for the additional value associated with it being an EV, but the towns themselves would be held harmless, or potentially phasing out that property tax exemption. There's a series of things that we're working with regard to school construction costs. Like if you're doing a new school, there's a requirement to provide EV charging stations up to 20% of the parking spaces. We're getting some feedback that may be a little bit cost prohibitive, and so how we'd finance that or lessen the overall amount that is needed under rehab projects. We've been talking with condo and realtor associations about some of the right to charge legislation and how to legally comply with their requirements. And finally, there's still ongoing conversations with respect to the last section of the bill, which looks at developing a carbon account, which would evaluate all road projects or significant road projects across the state of Connecticut and ensure that if some future administration or some future legislature or some future transportation chair deigned to just go out and start building random highways across the state of Connecticut, that we would have to offset the carbon increases associated with that by also making investments in mass transit in those corridors. So that's a complicated one. Only Colorado has done it. We're taking a shot on this one that we think we can come up with a comprehensive program, but it's probably going to take a lot longer than we originally viewed in our bill. So we're getting there on that. We're hoping to have a good product for you that has bipartisan support in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, it sounds like there's quite a bit of work still to be done. One additional question through you, Mr. Chair, regarding, does this bill contain the rebate for electric bikes? And if so, what are the discounts that or credits that we'd be providing?
Yes, thank you, Senator Martin. We do have a provision here that changes the cheaper program. The cheaper program already exists in statute. It's already funded by a fee on new car registrations. We would, in this bill, ensure that every dollar raised by that fee now is put into that account instead of being swept by the general fund, which I know it's going to surprise everyone in this committee to learn that a fund established for one reason was swept in finances another. But we want to make sure that those dollars stay in the cheaper account. And we're going to expand the cheaper account and include e-bikes as a purchase. We've found through a lot of research in other states, a lot of research done by individuals in Connecticut, that e-bikes, particularly the cargo bikes, are becoming vehicle replacements. Folks in many parts of the state are not buying a second car for their family. In some cases, not even buying a first car for their family because they can accomplish almost all of their daily activities with an e-bike. Now, this is extraordinary environmental benefits and carbon benefits. Just you're dramatically reducing carbon emissions by eliminating these small trips. And the vast majority of trips that individuals take are these small trips. They run to the grocery store, they run to the doctor's office, they drop kids off at school. These are all trips that could be can be and are being replaced with e-bikes. So we want to make e-bikes more available to more portions of our state. We would offer a rebate of up to, we're still in conversations what the rebate number is, between $500 and $750 on a bike, up to about $3,000 in total purchase price. And we think that that would have dramatic impact in the state.
Aren't there bikes that are $1,000 on the market? And so using your lower number here, we'd be given a 50% discount on the purchase of that bike. Sounds like we're almost giving it away.
Thank you, Senator Martin. I don't think we're giving it away. The $1,000 bikes that we've seen are generally about $1,700 now, because they're gone up quite a bit in price in the last few years. A great deal of demand. Those are not higher quality bikes, e-bikes that we found. The resting point for the e-bikes that are most utilized to service car replacement vehicles are in this $2,200 to $2,700 range. But there is merit to your concern, and we are thinking through a way that we can say, if it's $1,000 e-bike, perhaps the rebate won't be as rich, but that's still something that we are considering.
And is there a limitation to how much we would be limiting the state's exposure regarding these credits or rebates?
Thank you. Yes, there is. They'd be capped at the account amount. So we would never be able to expend more money than is actually in the account.
And yeah, I guess.
Oh, sorry.
What amount would that be?
Yeah, typically we've seen revenues into this account from that fee of about $8 million per year.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
I'm on mute. Thank you, Representative Lamar, for stepping in there. I believe it was Representative Devlin, followed by Representative Farrar.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I appreciated hearing that discussion, because no doubt this is an incredibly complex and lofty piece of legislation to attempt to get through in a short session. I did support this bill out of transportation because there are some what I consider worthy concepts here. I am deeply concerned about the fiscal note, although I am still trying to understand and get my arms around what that cumulative impact would be. I appreciate that it is a work in progress, so I am going to support this out of committee today, but I am making absolutely no commitment in terms of further support based on the negotiations and discussions, which I think are happening in good faith. So I just wanted to add those comments, and I look forward to the rest of our meeting too. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. Representative Farrar, followed by Representative Ziogas.
Thanks, Chairman Scanlon. And I'm glad we're doing this bill first because it's such an important one, I know, for many of us. And I just want to thank the leadership of the Transportation Committee and Environment Committee. Representative Kavros DeGraw and I had a separate bill, particularly on the tax credit for e-bikes. And so we're grateful for the leadership of Transportation and Environment for including this e-bike rebate, because in our communities, just as Representative Lamar said, we're hearing over and over again about folks looking towards the e-bike option to reduce their transportation emissions. And I think it really is a lower cost option for people to enter into reducing their emissions beyond just an EV vehicle. So just wanted to highlight, again, from another legislative perspective, really hearing that on the ground from constituents. And thank you again for the leadership of the Transportation and Environment Committee, and look forward to supporting this today and moving forward.
Thank you, Representative. Representative Ziogas, followed by Representative Nuccio.
Yeah, good morning. This is directly more towards Lamar, I would say. As we're endorsing or trying to extend credit to electric bikes, are we demanding any kind of training on these bikes, as they are now different from a pedal bike and they become a little bit more hazardous in urban areas? I'm wondering what we're doing. And the age group that would be using these bikes might be extended to those that might typically pedal. Any response to that? Thanks.
Mr. Chairman Lamar, are you willing to step in here?
Sure. No, we're not requiring training on the riding of a bike. E-bikes are set into numerous classifications that essentially treat them as bikes, not as motorized vehicles. They're capped at a lower rate of speed. There are requirements of how on their utilization. They're not licensed or registered. They serve as bikes. I think anyone who's been on an e-bike doesn't think of it as a car or see them as any more hazardous than a general bike. They top out at they're at a fixed speed of less than 25 miles per hour, and they are utilized the same as regular pedal bikes in almost all circumstances. These are not. I think there's sometimes confusion that e-bikes are more like mopeds or motorcycles. They are not. They are very clearly bikes that have a assist function. And in all of the conversations that we've seen across the country, they have been an overwhelming net positive. We were one of the first states to create an e-bike registration program. I mean, an e-bike classification program, and it has served the state very well to this point. And I think it's only been positive to this point.
All right, thank you.
Representative Nuccio.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Excuse me. I have another question for Representative Lamar. Poor man, he's the one answering all the questions today. So you mentioned that there would be a credit available for people who purchase the e-bike. Are there any limitations on that? Is it anybody, or is it only, in this town or these people, or how does this work?
Representative Lamar.
It would be open to anyone. We'd leave a lot of the program design up to the board. We established a board for the Keeper program that ultimately makes a lot of the individual decisions. There are priorities given to folks who live in environmental communities, environmental justice communities, but it would still be open to anyone because we think it's important to ensure that we're reducing carbon wherever its source may be, whether it's in your town or my town. Being able to support individuals who are purchasing e-bikes and reducing carbon and reducing car trips is a net positive goal for the state, and it's why we thought it was important that no matter where you were in the state, you have the option to buy.
Has there been any consideration to making it income limited rather than area limited? But if we're providing a grant to people, and that probably would make more sense to aim it at the people who may not be able to afford, even like honestly, you say a $1,700 bike, and I kind of spit out my water a little bit. But so is there any thought to making it just income limited through you, Mr. Chair?
Representative Lamar.
We did go back and forth on whether or not it should be income limited. There are conditions associated with the Cheaper board that may consider that in the future. They may think that might be the best approach to take. We didn't want to hold the hands too much of that independent board because they were going to make recommendations to DEEP on the best way to design the program. But again, what we've seen across the country is that utilization of these bikes is as car replacement vehicles, and the reduction of carbon comes at an extraordinary benefit. It achieves an extraordinary benefit for the state, irrespective of what your income levels are. If we can make it a little bit easier and a little bit more palatable for folks at all income levels, yes, we do have preferences and priorities for folks in environmental justice communities. But reducing carbon anywhere in the state from any car trip has a net benefit that extends most meaningfully to folks who live in our urban centers, who are saddled with some of the highest asthma rates in the country. Carbon doesn't stick in one location; it moves throughout the state, and it oftentimes settles in Hartford, New Haven, Bridgeport, and communities like that. So if I can reduce carbon emissions in Westport, that's good for everyone. So that's been sort of the thinking of opening up the program to everybody at all income levels at this point.
I would agree. I think, if you want to make a serious change on this, then you would want it to be available to everybody, but that just means a larger dollar amount on the grant program. Thank you very much for your answers on that, Representative Lamar. Overall, I'm always a fan of putting money where it's supposed to go. So the idea of putting this into a fund that actually just works on this is something that I would be enticed by. But in all honesty, I'm probably going to be a no today, just for sheer fact of the size of this bill and not having the time to adequately review it and form a more educated opinion on it. But thank you very much for answering my questions.
Senator Cohen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And I just wanted to make a brief remark. I know that time is limited today, so I want to thank the chairs for making this a priority this morning for this committee and for all the comments. And really want to, through the chairs, thank the good House Chair of the Transportation Committee for fielding all of those questions so thoroughly, and for all the hard work of both chairs of the Transportation Committee. We have a tremendous opportunity here with this bill to leverage federal funds like we haven't seen before for this purpose, and really expand infrastructure to make EVs a possibility for people throughout the state of Connecticut, not just the wealthy. And so that's what we're really trying to do here, address clean air, making sure that electric options are available, not just electric vehicles, but electric bikes as well, as we've talked about, and really relieve environmental justice communities of some of the burdensome health impacts of our air quality. So I'm really pleased that we're doing this. I hope it does make it out of committee today, and I will be an enthusiastic yes this morning. Thanks so much.
Seeing no further hands, the clerk will call the roll.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a motion to JF Senate Bill 4, an act concerning the Connecticut Clean Air Act. Fonfara.
Yes.
Thank you. Scanlon.
Yes.
Thank you. Martin.
And no, because it's still a work in progress. There's still a lot of work to be done. Thank you.
Thank you. Cheeseman.
Representative Cheeseman votes no.
Thank you. Miller. Moore.
Moore votes yes.
Thank you. Barry.
Barry votes yes.
Thank you. Borer. Butler. Cabrera. Carney. Casano. Chafee.
Representative Chafee votes yes.
Thank you. Cohen.
Cohen votes yes. Senator Cohen votes yes.
Concepcion. Devlin.
Representative Devlin votes yes.
Thank you. Doucette. Elliott. Farrar.
Farrar votes yes.
Thank you. Fazio. Formica.
Formica votes no.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bree.
Anytime. Hall.
Representative Hall votes yes.
Thank you. Hampton. Hennessy.
Hennessy votes yes.
Thank you. Wong.
Senator Huang votes yes.
Thank you. Claritas Detria.
Representative Claritas Detria votes no.
Thank you. Lamar.
Representative Lamar votes yes.
Thank you. Maroney.
Maroney votes yes.
Thank you. Mastro Francesco.
Representative Mastro Francesco votes no.
Thank you. Mashinsky.
Rep. Mashinsky votes yes.
Thank you. Needleman. Nuccio.
Representative Nuccio votes no.
Thank you. Paolillo.
Representative Paolillo votes yes.
Thank you. Perillo. Perone. Piscopo. Paletta. Sanchez.
Representative Sanchez votes yes.
Thank you. Santiago.
Santiago votes yes.
Thank you. Slap. Staffstrom. Williams. Wickos. Wood, Carey.
Wood votes yes.
Thank you. Wood, Terry.
Wood Terry votes yes.
Thank you. Yacarino.
Yakarino votes no.
Thank you. Ziogas.
Ziogas votes yes.
One more time for me.
Ziogas votes yes.
Thank you. Zulo. Zupkis.
Zupkis votes no.
Thank you. Are there any members who have not yet cast their votes who would like to do so now?
I have, Bree. It's Norm Needleman.
And how would you like to vote, sir?
I'm a yes.
Thank you. We're all set, Mr. Chairman.
All right, the votes will be held open until the start of the House session at 11 o'clock. So members should be warned as such. All right, moving on to the next item. Is there a motion to JF to the floor, HB number 5226, an act limiting state recovery of public assistance
So
payments?
move, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Motion by Senator Fonfara, second by Senator Moore. Is there any discussion? All right. Seeing no discussion.
Sorry, I didn't get my hand up in time, Representative Scanlon.
That's okay. Representative Cheeseman.
So I'm just looking at, and I see this passed, I think virtually unanimously out of Human Services. With regard to windfalls, is there a limit in terms of, let's say you get a small windfall and the state only recovers X amount. If you win the Mega Millions, does that change the amount the state collects?
I'm going to ask our good friend, Senator Moore, if she can answer that question for us as the.
Thank you. Thank you, Representative. We didn't have a time limit, amount limit in the bill.
Okay, do you remember what that was, Senator Moore?
I said we did not.
You did not. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. No further questions.
Thank you.
All right. Seeing no further questions, the clerk will call the roll.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a motion to JF House Bill 5226, an act limiting state recovery of public assistance payments. Fonfara.
Yes. Fonfara votes yes.
Thank you. Scanlon.
Scanlon votes yes.
One more time for me, please, Mr. Chairman.
Scanlon votes yes.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Martin.
Martin votes yes.
Thank you. Cheeseman.
Representative Cheeseman votes yes.
Thank you. Miller. Moore.
Moore votes yes.
Thank you. Barry.
Barry votes yes.
One more time. I'm so sorry.
Barry votes yes.
Thank you. Borer. Butler. Cabrera. Carney. Casano. Chafee.
Chafee votes yes.
Thank you. Cohen.
Cohen votes yes.
Thank you. Concepcion. Devlin.
Devlin votes yes.
Thank you. Doucette. Elliott. Farrar,
Farrar votes yes.
thank you. Fazio, Formica,
Formica votes no.
thank you. Paul, Hampton, Hennessy,
Hennessy votes yes.
thank you. Huang,
Huang votes yes.
thank you. Claire Demetria,
Claire Demetria votes yes.
thank you. Lamar,
Representative Lamar votes yes.
thank you. Maroney,
Maroney votes yes.
one more time,
Maroney votes yes.
thank you. Mastro Francesco, Mashinsky,
Mashinsky votes yes.
thank you. Needleman,
Senator Needleman votes yes.
thank you. Nuccio,
Representative Nuccio votes yes.
one more time for me, please, Representative.
Representative Nuccio votes yes.
Thank you. Paolillo,
Representative Paolillo votes yes.
thank you. Perillo, Perone, Piscopo, Paletta, Sanchez,
Representative Sanchez votes yes.
thank you. Santiago,
Santiago votes yes.
thank you. Clapp, Staffstrom, Williams, Wickos,
Senator Wickos votes yes.
thank you. Wood, Carey, Wood, Terry,
Wood Terry votes yes.
thank you. Yacarino,
Rep. Yakarina votes yes.
thank you. Ziogas,
Ziogas votes yes.
thank you. Zulo, Zupkis,
Zupkis votes yes.
thank you. Are there any members who have not yet cast their vote on House Bill 5226 who would like to do so now? Back to you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. All right, one more for today, which is, let me just pull up if I had my agenda in front of me, it would help. Is there a motion for HB number 5364, an act concerning the Tobacco Settlement Trust Fund? The motion is JF to the floor.
So move, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Senator Fanfara,
Second,
second by Senator Moore. Representative Cheeseman.
Thank you very much. And I welcome this move. On the other hand, in the 20 years since the Tobacco Trust Fund was created, I believe less than 1% of the total has actually been expended on tobacco cessation efforts. The American Cancer Society estimates we should be spending at least $32 million a year. So I am proposing a strike all amendment that would increase the amount we dedicate to tobacco cessation efforts to $32 million. We've seen, particularly with the explosion of youth vaping, that this is a growing concern. The least we can do is spend the money that's dedicated to tobacco cessation on just that. So as I said, it's a simple amendment that would replace this $4 million with a $32 million allocation every year to the Tobacco Trust Fund. And I would look for a second on that amendment. And I ask that we take a vote by roll, please.
Second that amendment.
Second by Representative Nuccio. Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman.
Senator Fanfara.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Anyone knows me, knows my strong feelings about smoking and my opposition to it, and my probably often an overreach and trying to get people to quit smoking, as difficult as that is. But this proposal, which I've said for years, we have not funded or cessation efforts adequately or really much at all. But this would create a real problem in our budget by passing this amendment. And it creates it's a challenge for many of us who want to see us take a stronger stand on cessation efforts. But when you get, people get hooked on nicotine, we get hooked on revenue. And that's an issue here. So until we can decide that we want to or find the revenue to replace this, which we won't do today, I reluctantly ask the members to vote down this amendment. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Representative Nuccio.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So I guess with all due deference and respect to Senator Fonfara, I don't necessarily see this that way. Sitting on this committee, I have seen countless bills come forward deciding what we're going to prioritize and where we're going to take money and where we're going to spend money and how we're going to allocate revenues. And I started getting contacted about this bill. Didn't really know much about it in the beginning from constituents pretty early on. And I asked OLR to pull me background information on what the state of Connecticut has done with the several hundreds, if not more, millions of dollars that we have gotten in relation to the smoking settlements. We've done nothing. We've done very nothing. I think we did 30 million over the last 20 years. We've dedicated to smoking cessation when we're receiving over $130 million a year. Instead, we're padding the general fund to, this gets back to the last bill that we did. We're getting money for one thing and we're saying, nope, we're going to put it in the general fund instead of putting it where it belongs. And that's problematic to me, whether it's the special transportation fund, whether it's a clean air fund, whether it's smoking cessation. This money came from settlement because of the wrongdoing of the tobacco industry. We're now seeing money coming in from the opioids settlement for wrongdoing by pharma. And I think it's disappointing that we say, in this case, we're going to sweep it and use it for everything but what it should be used for. But yet we still see bills coming through this legislature for vaping, for nicotine addiction, for the impact to children and everything else. But we've decided that no, $4 million is good enough out of $130 million. And I find that disappointing. I find it an abdication of our duty. If we've gotten this money from a settlement that is supposed to be used to help healthcare costs, can we think about the healthcare costs associated with smoking and vaping and everything else? But again, we're not focusing the money where it should go. We're sending it instead to the general fund to do whatever with. So I'm strongly supportive of this amendment. And I ask people to listen, unmute, think about it, stop multitasking, and think about the fact that we're getting $130 million a year to stop cessation of smoking and nicotine products. And instead, we're dumping it into the general fund. If this is a priority for us, it should be a priority for us. That's kind of how I live my life. If it's a priority, you find a way to make it happen. If it's not, you talk about it. So my case, strongly supportive of this amendment. And I ask that everybody actually think about what we're doing here. We're taking $4 million out of 130 to address a problem that has long-lasting lifetime benefits, health benefits, economic benefits, I'm sorry, not benefits, detriments, all these things. And actually say, let's do our job and put the money where it should be. Thank you very much.
Representative Cheeseman for the second time.
Thank you. And I just want to echo Representative Nuccio's comments. I thank her for her strong support. Let's look, it's dynamically score this. How much money we save in terms of better health, better lives, better economic outcomes by applying this money where it should be. So I thank, as I say, Representative Nuccio for support, and I urge everyone to support this amendment. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative.
If I may, Representative Scanlon, it's Representative Terry Wood. I cannot use the raise hand. If I may just add a comment.
Go ahead, Representative.
Thank you. I strongly align my comments with Representative Nuccio. I think she articulated it very clearly. I've sat on both appropriations and finance for the last 13 years, obviously individually. And every year this comes up. And what are we doing? this money has been allocated to us by the federal government for this purpose, and I believe that's what we should be using it for. So I stand also in very strong support of this amendment. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Senator Wong.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I rise in support of this amendment as well. And it's important to note that secession programs work. PSAs and outreach programs make a difference in prevention of tobacco use, and particularly among our young people. So that is an important part of this conversation. And I'm glad at least finally we're allocating some dollar amounts to this. But it is important to note that this is ill-begotten money. These are on the backs of many people who have been misled, misinformed in regards to tobacco use through the history by our tobacco companies. And we see history repeating itself with the opiate pandemic and in regards to what is kind of normal information back in an age, and now we find that it has devastating impact. So this is ill-begotten money. And for the last 20 years, we have not applied that money towards secession. So I urge support of this, not only because it is important for the public health consideration, but for us as a legislative body at present in looking at banning tobacco flavoring and banning flavor vaping that is critical for all of those people that says we need to prevent. We need to do a better job in putting the money that was intended through this settlement, again, ill-begotten money that is intended to reduce the public health risk due to tobacco use. And for the last 20 years, we've not used it. This would be a great start. And it is, when we talk about budgeting and being able to put our money where our mouth is, this is a priority. Budgeting is all about priority. And this is one where instead of simply talking about votes as we have this session about tobacco and vaping, we need to do a far better job to prevent programs, to support programs like this and allocate the full dollar amount. So I thank the proponents of this amendment, and I urge support. If we're truly serious about banning vaping and banning tobacco flavoring, then you know what? This is a continuous part of being able to provide that kind of support in dollar amounts that we was specifically allocated, and that we've been remiss in doing so for over 20 years. So I urge support of this, and I thank you, Mr.
Representative Clarice Tetria.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. One question and then a comment. This $4 million, what have we put in previously to the smoking cessation programs?
Representative, you must have read my mind, because not a moment ago, I just sent a text message asking that very question, but I have not gotten the answer back yet. I can say with confidence, nowhere near enough money, though.
Okay, so with that said, I align myself with my fellow legislators. 4 million out of whatever the amount is, what 120 plus million is it's quite embarrassing. And the fact that the rest of it's going to the general fund is it's preposterous to me. We should be using at least 3/4 of that money, much more than 4 million, to help with all these programs. So again, I align myself, and I encourage everybody, as Representative Nuccio said, turn on your videos, pay attention to this, and really see where we should be spending this money. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Representative. And what I would just say is this: I have been very public with my own personal struggles with smoking. I started smoking when I was 15. I smoked for 15 years. And I quit when I was about to get married and have kids, because I had watched my own father die of lung cancer, and I did not want to be in the same position for my own wife and family. And I did the hardest thing in my life to date, honestly, which was to quit smoking several years ago. 5 years on March 20th of this year. I just celebrated without having spoken a cigarette. And so I know probably better than anybody how important these are, and certainly what the toll that these cigarettes take. And I think there's probably not a person on this call who does not think what we've done with the tobacco settlement money is a missed opportunity, and that we shouldn't do more. The reason why I am urging people to oppose this amendment is not because I don't want to put $30 million towards the fund. I want to put a lot more than that towards the fund. The reason I'm asking folks to oppose this amendment is because we can't do things in a vacuum here. And what I would agree with the ranking member on is that all of us should be pushing to pass a budget this year that includes a lot more than $4 million. But the bill that is before us today is a $4 million increase. And doing anything beyond that without having worked on issues like the spending cap and things that we talked about several weeks ago when we were in our own committee talking about the constraints that we face this year and the conundrum that we have all this money and yet we can't use it for different reasons, I think is not the right approach. I think the better approach is to continue to work to put more money towards this. I certainly am committed to doing that. I know that Representative Cheeseman is committed to doing that. And I hope that all of us are committed to doing that. Shame on us if we continue to fund this in the way that we have. And all of us bear responsibility to that have done that. And I certainly am cognizant of that myself, given my own personal struggles and the impact that this has had on my life and my family. So I hope and have fought to add more, and we have added more. But as I said to Representative Clarice Deitria, nowhere near enough. But to add more, we have to do it not in a vacuum. And I believe that doing this amendment would be doing it in a vacuum. So however well-intentioned it is, however important it is, however much I support the intent of it, I do not believe this is the way to go about it. But the underlying bill and moving that forward keeps the conversation going. And I hope that over the course of the next 2 weeks, we will do more than 4 million. So I would urge our members to vote no on this bill, or amendment rather. Representative Kavros DeGraw.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, for your time. And as you know, I brought this to you when you weren't even yet chair of the Finance Committee 4 years ago, and you were on public health. And I said, we're seeing this in our communities with vaping. This is a huge problem. It's only going to get worse. And, I went to the Attorney General, and it's certainly part of that, this educational process. We absolutely have to have it. But I am voting no on the amendment as well, because as you said, we cannot do this in a vacuum. This isn't even the only bill that's before the legislature this session on what to do with this tobacco settlement money. I think that there probably will be another bill referred to our committee to discuss this. And perhaps that's the opportunity, because I definitely agree with my colleagues that $4 million is not enough. It's a pittance, frankly, but it's also a start. And it's almost as if we need a tiered system to say, okay, this year it's going to be 4, next year it's going to be this, but the bill before us says 4. And that's what we have to be focused on, because thankfully it's not 0 because we know what we've seen in the past. So I am a no on the amendment, but absolutely supportive of the cause. And I hope that we can also see that other bill before us in the near future.
Thank you, Representative. Seeing no further hands, the clerk will call the roll on the amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a vote on Amendment A to House Bill 5364, and that concerning the Tobacco Settlement Trust Fund. The amendment increases the amount dedicated to the Tobacco Trust Fund for tobacco cessation programming from $4 million to $32 million. Fonfara.
Fonfara votes no.
Thank you. Scanlon.
Scanlon votes no.
Thank you. One more time, sorry.
Scanlon votes no.
Thank you. Martin.
Martin votes yes.
Thank you. Cheeseman.
Representative Cheeseman votes yes.
Thank you. Miller. Moore.
Moore votes no.
Thank you. Kavros DeGraw.
Kavros DeGraw votes no.
One more time.
Kavros DeGraw votes no.
Thank you. Meskers. Barry.
Barry votes no.
Thank you. Borer.
Borer votes yes.
One more time for me, please.
Borer votes yes.
Thank you. Butler. Cabrera. Carney. Casano. Chafee.
Chafee votes no.
Thank you. Cohen.
Cohen votes no.
Thank you. Concepcion.
Representative Concepcion votes no.
Thank you. Devlin. Doucette. Elliott. Farrar.
Farrar votes no.
Thank you. Fazio. Formica.
Formica votes yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bree.
Hall.
Hall votes no.
One more time for me, please, Representative.
Representative Hall votes no.
Thank you, sir. Hampton. Hennessy. Huang.
Senator Huang votes yes.
Thank you. Claritas Deetria.
Representative Clarice Deetria votes yes.
Thank you. Lamar.
Representative Lamar votes no.
Thank you. Maroney.
Maroney votes no.
Thank you. Mastro Francesco. Mashinsky.
Mushinski votes no.
Thank you. Needleman.
Needleman votes no.
Thank you. Nuccio.
Nuccio votes yes.
Thank you. Paolillo.
Representative Paolillo votes no.
Thank you. Perillo. Perone. Piscopo.
Representative Piscopo votes yes.
Thank you. Paletta. Sanchez.
Representative Sanchez votes no.
Thank you. Santiago.
Santiago votes no.
Thank you. Slap. Staffstrom. Williams. Witkos. Wood, Terry. Wood, Terry.
Bree,
Yeah.
sorry, I'll jump in while you're still going there. Whitcoast votes yes.
Thank you, Senator. Yacarino. Ziogas.
Ziogas is no.
Thank you. Zulo. Zupkis.
Zupkis is yes.
Thank you. Is there anyone who has not yet cast their vote on Amendment A to House Bill 5364 and act concerning the Tobacco Settlement Trust Fund?
Sorry, Dave Yacarino. I'm a yes.
Thank you.
Computer
Bree,
problem.
Rep Devlin. Rep Devlin, yes.
All right, Representative Devlin and Yacarino, I have you down. Is there anyone else who would like to cast their vote?
All right. We will recess the committee until 11 o'clock. Oh,
Mr. Chairman, that was on an amendment.
oh, yep, you're right. Sorry. I was too excited. Any further discussion on the bill?
Did the amendment pass?
Mr. Chairman, I'd be happy to
Yeah.
announce a tally to the amendment if you would like.
You know what? I've forgotten how to chair a committee in the last 2 weeks since we have finalized our JF deadline. So I apologize.
No apologies necessary. There's a lot going on. The vote on the amendment is 12 yay, 18 nay, 15 absent and not voting. The amendment fails.
Thank you, Bree.
You're welcome.
Any discussion on the bill? Representative Cheeseman.
Obviously, I'm deeply disappointed the amendment failed. I will be supporting the bill and welcome the chairman, both chairs' comments that we have to do better on this. This is money that should be going toward what it was intended for. And as I say, I'll support the bill today and look forward to working on directing those funds where they are intended. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Representative. Any further discussion? Seeing none, the clerk will call the roll.
Thank you. This is roll call vote on the underlying bill, House Bill 5364, and act concerning the Tobacco Settlement Trust Fund. Bonfera.
Bonfair votes yes.
Thank you. Scanlon.
Scanlon votes yes.
One more time, please.
Scanlon votes yes.
Thank you. Martin.
Martin votes yes.
Thank you. Cheeseman.
Cheeseman votes yes.
One more time, please.
Cheeseman votes yes.
Thank you. Miller. Moore.
Moore votes yes.
Thank you. Cavros DeGraw.
Cavros DeGraw votes yes.
Thank you. Meskers. Barry.
Barry votes yes.
One more time for me, please, Representative. I'm so sorry.
Barry votes yes.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Borer.
Borer votes yes.
Thank you. Butler. Cabrera. Carney.
Pass.
Thank you. Casano. Chafee.
Representative Chafee votes yes.
Thank you. Cohen.
Cohen votes yes.
Thank you. Concepcion.
Representative Concepcion votes yes.
Thank you. Devlin. Doucette. Elliott. Farrar.
Farrar votes yes.
Thank you. Fazio. Formica.
Formica votes no.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bree.
Anytime. Hall.
Representative Hall votes yes.
Thank you. Hampton. Hennessy. Huang.
Senator Huang votes yes.
Thank you. Claritas Detria.
Representative Claritas Detria votes yes.
Thank you. Lamar.
Representative Lamar votes yes.
Thank you. Maroney.
Senator Maroney, who knows you're probably disappointed he's no longer wearing his wicked cool headset, votes yes.
Thank you, Senator. Mastro Francesco. Mishinsky.
Krasinski votes yes.
Thank you. Needleman.
Needleman votes yes.
One more time for me, Senator.
Needleman votes yes.
Thank you, sir. Nuccio.
Representative Nuccio votes yes.
Thank you. Paolillo.
Representative Paolillo votes yes.
Thank you. Perillo. Perone. Piscopo.
Representative Piscopo votes yes.
Thank you. Paletta. Sanchez.
Representative Sanchez votes yes.
Thank you. Santiago.
Santiago votes yes.
Thank you. Slap. Staffstrom. Williams. Whitcoast.
Senator Whitcoast hopes that Senator Maroney brought his most awesome head devices into the Capitol so we can all see them. And I would like to vote yes on this bill. Thank you, Bree.
Thank you, Senator. Wood, Carey. Wood, Terry. Yacarino.
Yacarino votes yes.
Thank you. Ziogas.
Ziogas votes yes.
Thank you. Zulo. Zupkis.
Zupkis votes yes.
Thank you. Are there any members who have not yet cast their vote on House Bill 5364 who would like to do so now?
Yes, Hennessy votes yes.
All right, I have you down. Thank you, sir.
Kay Bree, Rep. Devlin, yes.
Thank you. Hey, I gotcha. Anyone else?
Morning, Bree. How are you?
Good morning. Doing well. Thank you. How are you?
Apologies. What are we voting on? Which bill?
Senator Cabrera, we're voting on House Bill 5364. This is item 13 on the agenda, an act concerning the Tobacco Settlement Trust Fund.
And the affirmative.
Thank you.
I'll see you later, baby.
Back to you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
All right. For real this time, we will recess until the House convenes, which is scheduled to be at 11 o'clock, but we will stay open until the House officially convenes. So the committee will be recessed until then. Thank you, everybody, and have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right. I know a number of members have missed votes. So I'm going to go through each bill and call out the names of the folks who haven't voted. And when I call you, please unmute and vote, cast your vote. So this is Senate Bill 4. It's item 1 on the agenda, an act concerning the Connecticut Clean Air Act. Miller. Cavros DeGraw.
Yes. Cavros DeGraw is a yes.
Thank you. Meskers. Borer.
Borer is a yes.
Thank you. Butler. Cabrera.
Cabrera is a yes.
Thank you. Carney. Casano. Concepcion.
Representative Concepcion is a yes.
Thank you. Doucette. Elliott. Fazio. Hampton. Perillo. Perone. Piscopo. Paletta. Slaps.
Piscopo. Hi, Bree.
Hi.
Representative Piscopo is a no.
Thank you. Sorry to just roll over.
No
that one.
problem. No problem.
Slack. Staffstrom. Williams. Wickos.
Senator Wickos votes no.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Zulo. All right. Next up, this is 5226. It's item 11 on the agenda, an act limiting state recovery of public assistance payments. Miller. Cavros DeGraw.
Cavros DeGraw votes yes.
Thank you. Meskers. Borer.
Borer votes yes.
Thank you. Butler. Cabrera.
Cabrera votes yes.
Thank you. Carney. Casano. Concepcion.
Representative Concepcion votes yes.
Thank you. Doucette. Elliott. Fazio. Paul.
Representative Hall votes yes.
Thank you. Hampton. Mastro Francesco. Perillo. Perone. Piscopo.
Representative Piscopo votes no.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bree.
You're welcome. Paletta. Rapp. Staffstrom. Williams. Wood Carey. Zulo. You cannot vote on the amendment to House Bill 5634, but you can vote on the underlying bill. This is item 13 on the agenda, House Bill 5364, an act concerning the Tobacco Settlement Trust Fund. Miller. Meskers. Butler. Carney.
Yes.
Thank you. Casano. Doucette. Elliott. Fazio. Hampton. Mastro Francesco. Perillo. Perone. Paletta. Slap. Staffstrom. Williams. Carrie Wood. Terry Wood. Zulo. If there's any votes you've missed, let me know. Yes.
Great.
Yes. Representative, how would you like to vote on Senate Bill 4?
No.
Then how would you, I think this is the only other one you missed, was 5226, recovery of public assistance payments.
Yes.
Okay,
So we only did 3 bills?
correct.
Oh, wow.
And you are squared away.
Okay. Thank you, Bree.
You're welcome. Anytime. Have a good day.
Hi, Bree. This is Senator Huang, just checking to see if I missed any votes.
Okay, I have you for 4. I have you for 5226, and I have you for 5364. You're all set, sir.
Thanks always, Bree. Have a great day.
Welcome. You too. Thank you. Can I fact check something with you?
Hi, Bree.
Bree, can I vote?
Yes. I'm going to take Senator Cabrera, if you don't mind, only because
I was first.
Okay. Okay.
By all means, I'm fine with that.
No, go ahead. I only have a longer drive than you, George, so go ahead.
Great. Senator Pat Billy Miller. Would you
No,
like?
go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, it's okay, really. On Senate Bill 4, an act concerning the Connecticut Clean Air Act. How would you like to vote?
Are you talking to Senator Cabrera or me?
I'm talking to Senator Miller.
Oh, so I would like to vote yes.
Okay, I've got you. And then Senator Miller on 5226, which is
5226.
an act limiting state recovery of public assistance payments. This is item 11, came from Human Services.
And this is about 5226?
Yes.
I'll vote yes on that.
Thank you. And then the last one is item 13 on the agenda, House Bill 5364, an act concerning the Tobacco Settlement Trust Fund. How would you like to vote on?
Hold on. Can I pass and you can go to Senator Cabrera? I need to look at that one.
Absolutely. Senator Cabrera, I have you down for 4 as an affirmative vote. I have you down for 5226 as an affirmative vote. And I have you down for 5364 as an affirmative vote. So you are all set.
Oh,
are you good? Do you want to change any of your votes?
Nope.
Are you satisfied? Okay.
Thank
Great.
you very much.
Thank you. Have a great day.
All right.
Bree, what happened to the, I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to apologize. What's going on?
What happened to the other items on the agenda?
They were not taken up, so they are not moving forward. They are dead.
Okay.
In this form.
And I'm trying to find the flavored tobacco vaping.
That one is not on the today's agenda. It was
Okay.
in the Senate yesterday. I won't have it in my possession from Senate clerks until 10:30. I have to have it in my possession before the meeting starts to put it on the meeting agenda. So we're going to have a separate meeting on that one. That's coming.
Okay, what was that? Number 13 is yes.
13 is yes. Okay. And you are now all set.
Thank you, Bree, and have a nice day.
You too. Thanks.
All right, bye.
Bree, can you take me?
Yes, I can. Representative Meskers, Senate Bill 4, an act concerning the Connecticut Clean Air Act. How would you like to vote?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
House Bill 5226, an act limiting state recovery of public assistance payments. How would you like to vote?
Yes.
Okay. 5364, an act concerning the Tobacco Settlement Trust Fund. How would you like to vote?
Yes.
Okay. You're all set.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Morning, Bree.
Good morning. How are you, Representative Set?
Good. Can you see me okay?
When you talk, I can see you, yes.
Okay, good. I know I have my weird blurry background. So how's it going? Did I just hear 3 items?
3 items, you're correct. I'll rattle them off for you. The first is item 1 on the agenda, Senate Bill 4, an act concerning the Connecticut Clean Air Act.
Yes, I vote yes.
Thank you. The next is 5226. This is item 11 on the agenda, an act limiting state recovery of public assistance payments.
Vote yes.
Okay. And last but not least, item 13, House Bill 5364, an act concerning the Tobacco Settlement Trust Fund.
I vote yes.
All right, then you are all set. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
Have a good one.
Take care. See you later.
You too. Representative Wood.
Hey, Bree.
Hi, Representative Wood. How are you doing?
I'm good. How's everything with you?
Everything's going well, thank you. I'm missing 2 votes. First vote is 5226, an act limiting state recovery of public assistance payments. How would you like to vote?
I'm good. Yes.
Thank you. And then last but not least, House Bill 5364, an act concerning the Tobacco Settlement Trust Fund.
Yes.
Okay. You're all set. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
You too.
Thank you. I need to be in recess. Good morning, Representative Williams.
Good morning. Is it my turn already?
It is your turn. So we voted on 3 items on today's agenda, and I'm going to rapid fire them with you. Are you ready?
Oh, not quite yet. Give me 1 second. I thought we were still voting. I'm coming back to another meeting myself, but I'll be ready in seconds. But I can still hear. I just can't get on camera yet.
Got it.
We were very efficient and quick today, I see.
We were. Just the way I like it. Done in and out. Let's go. So we had voted on 3 items.
Okay.
The first was item 1, Senate Bill 4, an act concerning the Connecticut Clean Air Act. How would you like to vote on that, sir?
One moment. So this way you can see my smiling face. You can see me now.
I do, and you're smiling.
Yeah, there we go. Yes.
Thank you.
Williams, yes.
Thank you. All right, the next vote is on item 11, House Bill 5226, an act limiting state recovery of public assistance payments.
Williams, yes.
Okay, thank you. Last but not least, item 13, House Bill 5364, an act concerning the Tobacco Settlement Trust Fund.
Williams, yes.
Thank you. You're all set.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day. Good morning, Representative Staffstrom. How are you doing?
You're on mute, Rep. Staffstrom.
Hey, there we go. Got me now?
Yes, thank you.
Right.
There are 4 items for you to consider today.
Yep, I'm a yes on all 4.
Oh, wonderful. I'm sorry, 3 items, not 4. I don't know why I said 4. It's because I'm reading Senate Bill 4. All right, so I have you as a yes on Senate Bill 4, a yes on 5226, a yes on 5364. You're all set.
Ma'am, thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hi, Representative Hampton. How are you doing?
Good. Good morning.
Good morning. I have 3 items for you to consider today. The
Oh,
first,
just 3?
yes, yes,
Okay.
3. The first is Senate Bill 4, an act concerning the Connecticut Clean Air Act. How would you like to vote?
Yes.
All right, Hampton is a yes. Thank you. The next is item 11, House Bill 5226, an act limiting state recovery of public assistance payments. How would you like to vote?
What was the bill number on that again?
That's 5226, an act limiting state recovery of public assistance payments.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And the last bill is 5364. This is an act concerning the Tobacco Settlement Trust Fund.
Yes.
Great. You are all set.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. I need to
Hi, Rep. Zula. You're on mute.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
It's
Good
okay.
morning. How are you?
Good, how are you? Bree is coming
Doing well.
to the vote right now.
Hi, how are you? How are you?
Doing well. Good, thank you.
Okay, so Representative Zulo, we considered 4 items on today's agenda.
Okay,
The first of which was item 1. It was Senate Bill 4. And sorry, I have just shifted location. So I lost that bill, but it's the Connecticut Clean Air Act.
correct. On item 1, SB4, Rep. Zulo votes no.
Thank you. All right. Representative Zulo, the next bill is item 11. It was 5226, an act limiting the state recovery of public assistance payments.
On item 11, House Bill 5226, Rep. Zulo votes no.
Thank you. Last but not least, item 13, House Bill 5364, an act concerning the Tobacco Settlement Trust Fund.
On item 13, Rep. Zulo votes yes.
Okay, yes. You're all set.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome anytime, sir. I hope you have a good day.
You as well. Take care.
Thank you.
Hi, Joe.
Bye now.
Hi, Senator Fasano. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Wade just called me and said there was a meeting.
I did. I wanted to make sure you cast your vote. So we voted on 3 different bills in finance. Okay. The first one is Senate Bill 4, an act concerning the Connecticut Clean Air Act.
Senator Cassano votes yes.
Thank you. Okay, the next is item 11, House Bill 5226, an act limiting state recovery of public assistance payments.
Senator Cassano votes yes.
Right, thank you. And the last item 13, House Bill 5364, an act concerning the Tobacco Settlement Trust Fund.
Senator Cassano votes yes.
Wonderful. All right, you are all set, sir.
Thank you. You take care of yourself.
You too. Have a great day.
You too now. Bye.
Thank you. Good morning, Representative Perillo.
Good morning, Bree. How are you doing?
All right, thanks. How are you?
We're hanging in. We're hanging in.
I hope that everything's okay.
Yeah, we're okay. We're okay.
But I know that scare.
You know, the older we get, the more we have to care for our parents.
Oh yeah, no, I'm in that boat myself, sir.
Yep.
So there were 3 items on today's Finance Committee agenda on which we voted. The first was item 1, Senate Bill 4, an act concerning the Connecticut Clean Air Act. How would you like to vote?
I'm a no on SB4.
Okay. No, gotcha. The next is House Bill 5226. This is item 11, an act limiting state recovery of public assistance payments.
Yes.
Okay. You are a yes, got it. And then last, item 13, House Bill 5364, an act concerning the Tobacco Settlement Trust Fund.
Yes.
Okay, you are all set. Thanks so much.
Bree, thanks a million. I appreciate it.
Anytime. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you. Good morning, Representative Mastro Francesco. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. How are you today?
I'm all right, thanks. So we voted on 3 items today. And I have your vote on the first one, which was Senate Bill 4.
Yeah.
That was the Connecticut Clean Air Act bill. I need your vote on House Bill 5226.
Okay. I vote no on that bill.
And then also on 5364.
And a no on that one as well.
Great. You are all set.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you, you too. Senator Fazio. You're on mute, sir.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, going well. How are you?
I'm great. I owe you 3 votes.
Yes, you do. So the first of which is on Senate Bill 4. That's the Connecticut Clean Air Act. How would you like to vote?
Great. Senator Fazio votes no.
Thank you. All right, next it's 5226. This is an act limiting recovery of public assistance payments.
Fazio votes no.
Okay. Last is 5364, an act concerning tobacco settlement trust fund.
Fazio votes yes.
Okay. You're all set, sir. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Bree. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Senator Slack, how you doing? You're on mute, sir.
I am okay. How are you?
I'm doing all right, thank you. Can't complain. We did vote on 3 different bills today, and I'll take them in order. The first one was item 1, Senate Bill 4, an act concerning the Connecticut Clean Air Act. How would you like to vote?
I would vote yes.
Okay, thank you.
We only did 4 of these?
Only 3.
3, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apologies if I misspoke. I keep saying 4 when we only.
No,
did-
I probably misheard, so, okay.
The next is item 11. This is House Bill 5226, an act limiting state recovery of public assistance payments.
State recovery of, hang on one second.
You've got time.
This is, this is a human service, bill. I vote, yes.
Okay. And then the last is 5364. This is an act concerning the tobacco settlement trust fund.
Yes.
Okay. You're all set, sir. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Have a good day.
You're welcome. You too.
Thanks.
And I see Representative Paletta. How are you?
Hey Bree, how are you?
Doing well, thank you. So I need
I'm
your
ready to go when you are.
3 bills. Okay. Senate Bill 4, an act concerning the Connecticut Clean Air Act. How would you like?
I'll vote no on that.
Okay. Next, 5226, an act limiting state recovery of public assistance payments.
No.
Okay. And then next, House Bill 5364, an act concerning the tobacco settlement trust fund.
Yes.
Okay. You're all set.
All right. Thanks so much. Appreciate the reminder.
Thank you. Anytime.
Okay.
Have a
Bye-bye.
good, bye. We have 15 minutes. Representative Elliott, how are you doing?
Hey, Bree, how's it going?
Going pretty well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get service on the elevator, so I'll do this right now while we're.
Okay, perfect. All right, we have 3 bills for you to consider. First of which, item 1, Senate Bill 4, an act concerning the Connecticut Clean Air Act.
Yes.
All right. The next is House Bill 5226, an act limiting state recovery of public assistance payments. Oh, we lost you. No. He's still on, but he's frozen. We'll wait for him to get back.
Sorry about that, Bree.
That's okay. All right, so I have your vote on Senate Bill 4. The next item before you is 11 on the agenda, House Bill 5226, an act limiting state recovery of public assistance payments.
Yes.
Okay. Got it. And then last is item 13, House Bill 5364, an act concerning the Tobacco Settlement Trust Fund.
Yes.
All right, you're all set.
Thanks, Bree.
Anytime. Have a good one.
You too.
Thank you. Good morning, Representative. How are you doing? No. I saw him coming in from the waiting room. Hi, Representative Butler. How are you? You're on mute. All right.
Thank you so much for the text, and for the link. I really
welcome.
appreciate it.
You are most welcome. We want to make sure everyone has the opportunity to cast their votes.
Oh, yes. Okay, I'm ready.
All right. There were 3 bills that we considered today. The first was item 1, Senate Bill 4, an act concerning the Connecticut Clean Air Act. How would you like to vote, sir?
In the affirmative, please.
All right. You've got it. Next, item 11, House Bill 5226, an act limiting state recovery of public assistance payments. How would you like to vote?
In the affirmative.
Right, we've got you. And then last but not least, item 13, House Bill 5364, an act concerning the Tobacco Settlement Trust Fund.
Well, I'm a yes guy, so I'll say yes.
All right. Consistent. That's what you are. Consistent.
I try to be.
I appreciate it. And you're all set, sir.
Thank you so much. You have a good day.
You're welcome. You too. Thank you.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Terry Wood. Terry? You're on mute, Terry.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, I thought I did vote on House Bill 5364.
I don't have that vote. Can you tell me how you voted?
Sure, I voted no.
Okay.
So I voted yes on the amendment. I voted no on the underlying bill.
Okay, I didn't have it, so
Yeah,
thank
just-
you. I appreciate that.
Okay. Yeah, you're welcome. Just as a protest. I mean, you know, God, we've been talking this for decades now.
I
So
understand.
anyway, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I know. All right. Take care. Bye.
You too. Bye. Oh, no, Representative, they just gavelled in. They just gavelled in. I'm so sorry, I can't take your vote. I know, but they just started. Representative Brown, I do apologize. I can't take your vote. They just gavelled in.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Well, I tried.
A for effort. I'm sorry that we couldn't make this happen. I hope you have a great day. The April 20th Finance, Revenue, and Bonding Committee meeting is now formally adjourned. Thank you for participating.
It's okay.